Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back. It's been a while since we put up a YouTube video, but we are back at it and we're gonna begin where we left off. So this time, we're gonna be doing a tech house track from scratch. We're gonna be doing this in segments. So one video is gonna be dedicated to drums, one's gonna be dedicated to basses, and so on and so on. So that's a little bit more structured and easier to digest. So for this video, we're gonna be using the Disco Candy sample pack, so we keep things a little bit easy and in the same ecosystem. Let's go. Okay, so for this video, we're gonna start first on the drums, and we're gonna start building our groove. All right, so we're gonna jump into Evolution of Sound, Disco Candy, and we're gonna stay with the drums here. Kick loops. Let's see what we got here. Kind of like that first one, Freaks. Kind of go with the first ones. Typically, those are the best ones in sample packs, right? All right. So first kick loop we got. We're gonna put this at about 132. It seems for the new tech house average BPM seems to be sitting, and so we got a kick. Let's anchor that bad boy about -6. So we get a little headroom, and then. So for this, we're going to be doing a kick. The second thing I'm going to be focused on here is a clap. So let's see what we got here as far as drum loops, claps. See if I got something. Ooh, a little too heavy. All right, not too shabby. It's kind of like a snare clap. I like that. That's kind of the vibe I'm looking for here. So if you can hear, there's like a snare and a clap that's layered, and I really like this one. So I'm going to go with that one. Might have tightened it a little bit. Let's see here. Oops. Anchor that again around like -7 or so. Call that clap. Call this kick. All right, so let's see here. See if I can tighten this up just a little bit here with the beats mode. One shot. All right, so I tighten it up just a bit, and that makes such a big difference already in the beats transients mode that's here. So claps are rocking. Let's see if we can move on from that to maybe some hats. I'm gonna try to look for some closed hi-hats. Seem to be like for this genre, that seems to be the one more driven than like open hi-hats. So let's see. Okay. I like this one. I'm too busy. I like the atmospheric vibe on that one. So let's see what this normie B one kind of seems to sit. Cool, I like the little hat fillets in there. Okay, so let's loop this. And so I like this hat loop. I want to stick with this one. Not too shabby. I like it. Hat one. And so I know there's like a little bit of a variation with this hat, this at the end. It's got a little bit of a variation as well too inside of it. And so what I want to do maybe is just a little bit of another variation from another. Let's see, maybe. And just kind of like borrowing some of these grooves from other loops, right? So I don't want to use any of this. I'd maybe just want to keep this right here. So let's see where that is. That's kind of what I'm looking for there. So, and maybe every 4 bars. Let's see. Where do I want to put that? Let's see where. You know what? Maybe every 4 bars works. And as you can tell, like without it makes just a little bit of a difference. So I'm gonna keep that groove in there. I like it a lot. Just again, just borrowing some of these different grooves from that. So we'll call that at 2. And then I'm gonna go back to these claps. There's something I'm thinking of here. We could borrow these claps here and reverse it either on the end of 4 or on the end of 8. I'm gonna try copy that here, reverse it, right? And so I'm gonna lower that. So I want to tighten that up a whole lot more. So use the fades here in Ableton, they're best friends. All right, so that's kind of the vibe I'm looking for here. So, all right, here we go. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so, all right, so after the snare, I'm sorry, after the hat, doing a little bit of reverse clap with this. Maybe, let me see here, some sort of like, obviously a fill would work, right, at the end. I like that a lot. Oh, busy, too busy. To the end is here. Yeah, maybe that might work. The clapper here. A lot of these are just kind of busy. Maybe this could work here for this like fill and tom. If not, I might just go to like just a 2-hit fill there. Call it fill. Maybe just 2-hit. Oh man, not in love with it. Might just use this Michael. Seems so not gonna give you up type stuff. Ooh, I don't hate that. I might have to tune that maybe a little later where it's at, but I'm just gonna leave that for now. I might get a little greedy here, but I want to see if I can get some, maybe some glitch loops, something that adds a little bit of like, I want to say atmosphere with some sort of Foley groove almost, which is kind of nice. I'll just put groove for now, or glitch. We'll figure out what we're gonna commit to later. So too busy. Something like this could be. Let's see here. Might not use all of it, but let's see. Might just lower this. Not my style. All right. Maybe just a little bit here. So I'm gonna have to play with some of the spacing that's here. So. Yeah, and then we'll just do that. Cut every 2, so I'm not like keeping it super busy. And that might be just enough right here. Okay, I don't hate that. All right, so I'm gonna group these. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna group this with everything but the kick, and then I'll group the kick and this together. So I'll call this drums, no kick, and then I'm gonna call this obviously kick. We're good there. Group these, gonna call these drum group. Okay, so then I'll color these all the same, assign track colors. So then now they're all a little bit more easy on the eyes that we got here. So, all right, guys, let's think here. I got kick, clap, some hi-hat, another open hi-hat, or I'm sorry, another closed hi-hat. I don't want to put anything like a ride or an open hi-hat just yet. I feel like that's going to add just a little bit too much energy than what we're looking for here for that. So I feel like with the top loops, if I go in here, I kind of have already the glitch loops that are taking over here. So I'm just gonna go over some of them, see what we got. So maybe we could sprinkle in just a little bit of the grooves, but I kind of already like this. So let's see here. Like maybe that like wood block hit, but that's how minimal like I'm looking here, you know? So let's see. Lower that down tremendously. And so whoop, just this part. That's really it. See, like with those hats and tops, it's adding a lot of energy that I'm not looking for just yet. So I like this already. And one last little groove maybe at the end here to kind of like close it out, just like some sort of like when I hear it I'll know it. And something that's like maybe at the end here, like a vocal shot or something that's again to kind of like putting this groove and gluing it together a little bit. Ooh, maybe something like that. Maybe. But it might get in the way of that fill, so let's see here. And I might, it's not that deep, honestly. So let me just see here what we're sitting at. Yeah, at that point, I'm kind of doing too much at that point. So, all right, cool. So I like this already where we're at. Let me rename this kick. And so, all right, I think we're sitting pretty groovy with these drums.